All right, so I am here with Coach Jodi Graham, and during the broadcast we talked about Coach Jodi's many accolades, so we are very happy to have her here. So Jodi, just a little bit of a summary about the game tonight. How did you feel?
Being without starting point guard, we looked at it as opportunities as well as obviously some things that we knew we might struggle with a little bit more than usual. But it came back to the identity we've sort of agreed upon at the beginning of the year, and that started with defense. I think that came out for sure. And then, the gaps and the things that they sort of took away and exposed some of that, execute and fine detail game wasn't maybe where we'd like it to be. But at the end of the day, I think they bought into what we were trying to do, how we can disrupt, a really organized team, a team that's played together for a long time like Caledon. And, luckily it translated into a win. So overall, pretty happy.
That's great. And interviewed Callie earlier, and she mentioned your defensive philosophy and defense being at the core of what you do. So what are the main takeaways, or what are the main things that you're pushing with the girls?
Yeah, you know what? Having been so lucky to coach at a really high level, and sort of seeing where some of the gaps are in our offensive game, and some of the things with the athletes that we have in Canada and with our team, we've really looked to try and create some disruption to make our offense better, but also to create more possessions for ourselves through our defense. And so we've really, locked in on trying to guard the basketball to stay out of rotation, and we're a little bit more willing to take some calculated risks. And again, as I mentioned, that's created a couple extra possessions for us on the offensive end. And as long as we're taking good shots out of that, we tend to be okay.
That's great. And how long have you been coaching for now?
Oh, man. Lately, a lot of things have happened that have made me feel old. Thanks for going. A longer time than I care to. Over a decade? 12? 13? 14?
Perfect. It doesn't have to be. Okay, that's awesome. It didn't have to be exact, but just wondering how you've seen the landscape change for girls in Canada during that time period.
So many things. Just lately, the whole complexion of recruiting has really, the pressure cooker of it, the involvement, the engagement as Canada and the basketball in Canada has grown. That's really, I think, changed things. I think people are training more. I think people are getting serious about it earlier, perhaps too early, depending on which research you're looking at. But I think the athleticism, because of participation numbers, has really upped itself. And having programs like the OSBA, which for sure is not for everyone, it's really meant to be a sort of high-performance pathway for people that are looking for playing at the next level. I think that's allowed for some of that exposure and ideas of playing at the next level and playing professionally, but also created a daily training environment for people that are really serious about it. We're identifying coaches. Coaches are buying into wanting to better themselves, and I think we see it every year with the league. So there's a few things amongst many.
Yeah, that's great. I'm excited about these opportunities for girls. Something that wasn't around when I was growing up, and being able to stay home and get that exposure is a pretty cool thing. So what, I guess, then in that coaching career, what's been your highlight?
Whew. There are so many things, and I don't want to say highlights, but if I went overall, what brings it home, it's the laughs, it's the moments, it's the high fives, it's the hugs with your athletes that you're so invested in, and they're invested in you. But there's no question the highlight, and I could not wish this more for anyone, hearing your national anthem played while, teenage girls, as we mentioned, are having the opportunity to represent their country in another culture at the highest level. The tingles, the tears, I cannot overstate how amazing it is, and I hope so many people in many different sports get the opportunity. It's really special.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Jodi, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks.